Hello. Today I'm going to teach you guys one of the most difficult mechanics in one of the most difficult games. That game is my personal favorite, Rocket League. Now, if you don't know what Rocket League is, it's a game where you play soccer with cars. And these aren't just any ordinary cars. These cars have both rocket boosters and the ability to jump and fly. Here you can see a brief cinematic of what Rocket League is in summary. You can see cars being bumped, pushed around, flying, hitting the ball, jumping, flipping in different directions, and it all seems like a bunch of chaos when you first look at it. However, when you take a second look, there's actually some order to it, and some skill and strategy is involved as well that many people at first glance wouldn't notice. For those of you who don't know, in Rocket League, like I said before, you can jump. And when you jump, you can do so twice. The first one is just referred to as your jump, and the second one is referred to as a dash. It's called a dash because it's got far more uses than the first jump does. You can either use a second jump to add additional height, or you can point your joystick in any direction you would like and hit the jump button again, and your car will flip actually in that direction, which would change your position on the field according to how you want it to be. This is very advantageous for skilled players who need to turn around quickly or flip into position quickly. It gives you a boost of speed, or it gets you to the spot that you want to get to faster so that you can make the best play possible when you're looking for either a shot, a pass, a save, whatever you're trying to do. Unfortunately, the bad thing about dashes is they only last 1.5 seconds, so 1.5 seconds after your initial jump. So once all 4 of your tires leave the ground after that first jump, you have 1.5 seconds to use your second one to position yourself how you want to be positioned, or else it expires and you're just stuck floating in the air. Although the time window to use your dash is very limited, if used correctly, the dash can be deadly in many different ways, from flipping into another car to get to max speed and blowing them up, for instance, or flipping into a ball, adding additional power to your shot, or save, or pass. Sometime in 2017, players started realizing they wanted to take more time before using their dash in the air to position themselves in a spot that's ideal to take a perfect shot or set up a perfect pass. Like I said before, you have 1.5 seconds after you use your first jump. So, the simple solution is to not use your jump. How do you do this? You can drive up a wall and fall from the ceiling and float there for as long as you want, and your dash will never go away. It'll be there until you want to use it, which is as long as you have boost in your tank and can keep yourself in the air. This mechanic was becoming referred to as a ceiling shot. Now, in Season 4 of the Rocket League Championship Series, a player by the name of Squishy Muffins was the first one to ever pull it off on the biggest stage, that being at the RLCS LAN event in Washington, D.C., which I was lucky enough. For high-level players, this was something that they all wanted to start learning very quickly. 3 of the best players in North America go by the names of Squishy Muffins, JKnaps, and Justin. As you can see in all 3 of these clips, all 3 players have sort of developed a new way of obtaining a second flip that doesn't necessarily involve going off of the ceiling, and that comes in the form of a flip reset. Now, a flip reset is when a car is able to compress its shocks on all 4 wheels touching the ball. And that can happen anywhere. It could happen while the ball's on the ground or while the ball's in the air. As long as all 4 of your wheels touch the ball and it hits it hard enough for your shocks to compress, it grants you another flip and another chance to score, or flip. In some cases, like you see with Justin, he's able to string together 3 flip resets in a row, which will completely mess up a defender. Now, you may be wondering, why doesn't everyone do this? And the answer to that is quite simple. It's darn near impossible to pull off what these guys are doing. Here you can see a couple of attempts of my own at pulling off a flip reset. Now, granted, none of them look as pretty or nearly as good as the ones that the pros do. However, it's still possible for normal players like myself, or like anyone else at that matter, to do something that is still rather impressive and can still surprise the defender. In this clip, you can clearly see where I get my flip reset. While it's a little far out, when you zoom in while it's still pixelated, you can clearly tell that all 4 of my wheels have touched the ball and that I've gained my flip reset, which I then proceed to use to redirect the ball into the top corner of the net, where if this was a real match and not a training pack, would more than likely beat a defender and score. In the grand scheme of things, that's how you're going to score using a flip reset. However, there's plenty of other ways that you can manage to get the ball in the back of the net. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today, or I hope you learned about Rocket League in general today. If you enjoyed it, there's plenty more clips out there to go watch, and yeah, thanks again. Have a good one, guys. I'll leave you off with a couple more clips.